Well, it's the time of year when we all start heading back to the office after the Christmas and New Year break. Most people will look at the weather app when determining what they wear to work. But if you're a woman, you may have noticed, even though it's warm outside, offices seem to have never felt colder. The one thing I hate most than anything in the world is when it's cold outside, they jack up the temperature inside, and when it's hot outside, they make it colder, and so you never know how to dress. But there's a new article out which actually explains why women constantly feel colder than men. These standard temperature settings for offices were developed in the 1960s, but they were based on a study of men in their 40s weighing 70 kilos and wearing suits. Of course, since the 60s, the demographics of offices have changed. It's now around 50% women in most offices, so we don't relate to that. And also, from a biological perspective, women tend to feel the cold more because we have a lower metabolic rate. Our hormones mean we feel cold more. And studies actually say that offices can be 5 degrees too cold for women. I'm not someone that likes to complain about sexism because I think mostly it's completely overblown, but this is an example where women are not being accounted for.
Yeah, it's not the only example too. I mean, there are other examples, but with temperature, 100%, and these battlegrounds are at home too. Let me tell you, if I've lived with a man before and I walk in at home, it is like Siberia. And I can be sitting on my couch now in a tracksuit and my Ugg boots on in summer because the aircon is so cold. But there's a wonderful book I've read. It's called Invisible Women, and it goes through a whole heap of services and products and so forth that were actually data driven and designed around men. So, for example, car safety and crash testing. All the crash test dummies are made figured on a male physique and body, which actually leads women to be 47% more likely to be injured in car crashes. And of course, we know medical research and drugs as well. A few decades ago, it was considered that hormones just complicated things, and yeah, they do. So we don't really want to touch those. So most drug trials have been on men, leading to women having greater side effects and increase in overdosing. So there are multiple things in society, and I think that, as you said, is an issue now because it's shifted, that it is time, ladies, to reclaim the aircon and turn it off.
Look, I'm just going to give a shout out to any of the perimenopausal women out there who actually enjoy the cooler temperature and actually feel a bit of reprieve and don't have to undress as much as they normally do in a normal temperature. So it's not all women.
And look, I will say as well, it's probably easier to put on more clothes than to take off clothes, certainly in an office.
We're all sitting here in a sleeveless outfit tonight because it's hot outside and I don't think we're too cold inside.
Look, we're just standing up for the women here, Holly.
Perfect temperature. Perfect temperature.